Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is my booktube. So I'm finally doing the newbie tag, which is in hindsight just another video, but for some reason I'm really nervous to answer questions this because I feel like that's gonna reveal a lot about me. I think I'm just like also anxious of like not being able to explain and talk about it well, because I tend to forget my vocabularies and my brain just goes into a buffering mode and I just forget English. So hopefully this turns out well and that I don't look like a nervous wreck. And with that, let's go with the first question. Why did you start this channel? Okay, this is gonna take a trip down to memory lane. I have always wanted to start a YouTube channel for a long while now, but I'm not very good at this thing. I have issues with being on camera. That's a start. I don't like being in front of a camera. Growing up as a kid, I was that one family member that never smiles in family pictures. Let me know if you are one of them yourself. And I've struggled with self-image, and I just got really shy, and I didn't like YouTube. That's global. Dude, you're seeing me in my bedroom. I'm answering questions that's revealing a lot about myself. The old me would be really terrified of that. I still am kind of a little bit terrified of it now, but we're making progress. I love the book community because it embraces everybody. Whatever you look like, you're most welcome to join in, and I love that. Books have gotten me through so much in my life. I could get really emotional talking about this part, and I thank God for this gift of reading. Till this day, I don't know where I'll be without it. I don't know how lonely I'll be without it, because I've made friends from this, and I think most of my friends were made from reading. So it got me through a lot, and I am super grateful, and this platform enables me to share this love of reading that I have. To wrap things up is because I wanted to be a part of this inclusive community, and I wanted to share my love of books and be a weirdo and geek out over stuff and have a safe space to do so. So that's why. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? I hope that I can contribute to the Asian representation on this platform. I want to see more of people that look like me. A diverse group of people sharing their love of books seems like a very beautiful world to be living in, and I like to be a part of that. Also, I bring a lot of my personal quirk. Clearly, you can't really see it very much in the beginning, but I promise you it's in there. And I have really exciting things that I do want to film. I'm just really new to this whole filming and editing thing, so those videos will come in a later time, but I am really excited to show that. What are you most excited for about this new channel? I'm excited that for the first time in a very long time, I am enabling myself to get out there. I have spent so much of my life cooped up in my room because I'm so afraid of being myself out in the world. Most excited for the creative aspect of this whole thing and being able to create and staying a geek doing so. Why do you love reading? There's that, there's the universal answer, which is the whole escapism factor of reading, which entices everyone. But then there's more to it, and everyone has a different story for it, obviously. And mine would be because I feel like I belong for once in my life. I never fit into any cliques in school. I think that's what they're called. And I was always the weird loner kid. I didn't have a lot of friends, and then I found reading, and I meet these really cool people. Non-readers would call them characters that don't exist. I call them friends and family, and I didn't feel so alone anymore, and I could just grab a book and get out of this mundane world for a couple hours, and then it cleared my head. For a lot of people, it's like jogging and doing sports. I don't particularly like to sweat, so I stay in my room, air conditioned, and read. What book or series got you into reading? I went through a few phases. Started reading consistently in middle school because I had to. And so because of that, I was forced to bring a book every single day and read. In this phase, I was particularly obsessed with the Geronimo Stilton books. I started reading cartoonish, colored books. I have no shame in it. I was in middle school, so I am not ashamed of it. But that didn't really make me fall in love with reading. I really started getting into it the year after, when the Hunger Games came out. Well, no, the Hunger Games books came out obviously years prior. So 2012, I found out about this dystopian, glorious era, and I was hooked on everything YA fantasy from that moment on. The Hunger Games Divergent series were my jam. I remember bringing those books to school with me, and so during lunchtime, everybody would chat with their friends and eat their food and be together. Me, I sat at my desk, ate my food, reading, and really hoping I don't spill any liquid on my book, because that happens when you read and eat at the same time. So yeah, the glorious days. Yep, good old days. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I have no idea. I mean, okay, I do have a few questions. One is, how do you keep creating? How do you consistently post every week? Some even post more than once a week. It's that staying power, and it's the consistency and the drive and that creativeness going on in their head. Where do they all come from? There are obviously videos that are like rites of passage, like this, and or wrap-ups, or like, you know, what I read every month and book hauls and stuff. But there are videos where you're like, how did you come up with that idea? What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? The being creative part, coming up with something cool and fun, and then turning your vision into reality. That takes some time. I enjoy editing, I do, but then it's like I have this thing where I feel like, okay, it's ready, and then I look at it again, something's missing, but what is it? I don't know. And so that's always a struggle. Every time I'm done with a video, that little question that pops in my head all the time. When did you start reading? I said it a bit earlier. I was forced into it in the beginning. In middle school, I had to read every morning. I wasn't aware of how wide like reading is. I thought, okay, you get a book, you read it, you learn something from it, and then you move on to the next. And then after discovering all these different genres that you can choose from, you can voluntarily pick the kind of books you want to read. If you don't like the plot, you don't like the genre, you don't have to read it. But after reading for some time and kind of sticking to one genre, you do want to open the horizons a little bit and try to branch out, which is what I'm trying to do, but I'm still kind of stuck with fantasy. Where do you read? My bed. This beautiful, cozy goodness. Pre-pandemic, I do try to get out and read in, you know, cafes or sometimes restaurants. While we're ordering our food and waiting for it to come, I will read a few pages, sometimes a chapter, depending on how short they are. I would read outside pre-pandemic. But then this whole fiasco happened and I'm stuck at home. And I don't mind it at all. I like being inside and I like reading from the comfort of my bed, all snuggled up. And I like my bed cold. It has to be cold. I like my blankets cold. I like my pillows cold. Is that weird? I think so. But do I care? I don't. And sometimes, occasionally, the couch to change it up a little bit. What kind of books do you like to read? Scratch that. Love fantasy. All caps, underline, highlighted in red, exclamation points. Love fantasy. That's like the genre that kept me going and excites me because there's always something going on. It's either a lie or a threat, murder, love triangle, not really my favorite. No. Enemies to lovers. There's always just something going on in a fantasy read that keeps me going. It's something to look forward to, like, oh, okay, I can't wait to finish this next chapter because I just know someone's gonna get killed. That's my go-to read, fantasy fiction. What does your book collection look like? Looks a little bit like that. I have that one shelf up the very top that's kind of random, but it being full kind of just makes me feel good about myself. Like I have one shelf full, but it's not really, so that doesn't count. So I got that going on all the way to the bottom. That's completely empty, so a lot of room to grow. And it changes. Most of the time they are color coordinated. I like to change it up and put them in order of genre or alphabetical if I'm feeling a little crazy. Yeah, that's my book collection. And that wraps it up for today's video. The lighting just changed oh so drastically. Thank you guys so much for watching and sticking till the end. And I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. I hope you guys are all having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. And I'll see you in the next one. See ya!